up, guys? What's going on? Welcome back to York City, where everything's been a draw. At the very least, they've been symmetrical. Yes, so after the 2-all draw with Dagenham and Redbridge and the 0-0 against Coventry at home, we proceeded to draw away from home twice. Bolton was an incredibly dull affair, and at the very least, we got on the score sheet again against Scunthorpe. So, good news, Dan Morgan scored again. Nacelle got one the other side of the break, and we conceded. So, got a draw against two teams in the lower end of the table. Still seem to be incapable of beating those, he says, having beaten Bromley already this season and destroyed Carlisle. So, yeah, but we have drawn against Dagenham, Redbridge, Bolton, and Scunthorpe now. So it's not gone brilliantly against the teams towards the bottom, and kind of fascinatingly, actually, both Burton and Bolton, really Rochdale too, three of the relegated teams not faring particularly well. Mansfield were here last year. That's not the other one. And Accrington were the fourth, actually. So all four relegated teams are actually not really doing particularly well. Though it is possibly curious that two of them should be in the top half according to the season preview. We've slipped even further, by the way. Don't know what's going on here, but we are gradually sneaking out. And Lee Towers made the Media Dream 11 all of a sudden. Sell and Lee Tower are our best players. What? I mean, that's been Dan Morgan at one point has been one of the two. Genie was obviously been one of those. Last time I looked at this, Nacelle was actually in this Media Dream 11. All change over here. Now that's interesting. Scunthorpe youngster. Oh, we'll give him a scout, I think, if he's in the Dream 11 as an 18-year-old. Better than Amanqua and Tavares. We'll see about that. But today, of course, is all about Halifax and Mansfield, a team that we kind of did a little bit dirty at the end of last season because it didn't matter their match. You did kind of see them, but you only saw the goals. Now, the big news here is the fact that Feistelman was injured and Tavares took a little bit of a knock, but not... Yeah, it was a 2 to 3 day injury about 3 days ago, so not quite back, but that one's sort of manageable. Although, defensively, Boom is just on the fringe of returning as well, as is Cavalier, and Kinsella's still only 45 minutes of action. So defensively, we actually are a little bit thin on the ground for 100% fit players. And of course, Feistelman's injury does mean that Boys makes an appearance at left-back. Boys can, of course, do left-back, but I think having a natural one over there might be better. And I'm going to do something I've been meaning to do for a little while, and that's pushing the full-backs back a little bit. I do feel, especially Feistelman, I noticed, has been out of position a little bit too much for my liking. And that star rating in my defence is not... It's weird that Clark is actually better as an attack. I might leave him on attack, actually, because his average rating in that role has been sensational, frankly. But otherwise, it's been sort of average from Genie again recently. Lee Tao continues to be pretty good. And Nacelle's having the season of his life after nearly being sold, so I'm glad he stayed in the end. Worth noting, Halifax, I think, have won their last 3 games. Now, so we've had 4 draws out of the 5 games in this month, and this being the 5th. What I really want to say is, can we just not draw, please? We've been on a good run lately, because draws count in that. Technically, of course, not technically, officially, still unbeaten for this season, with 4 draws in a row. But I have faith in you. Go out there and make the difference. And by difference, I mean score more than them for a change. Now, the one thing I forgot to mention, of course, in regards to the table there, is the fact that Coventry have actually lost now. And despite the fact we've drawn twice, that in those 2 games, they have picked up a loss and a draw. So we have closed the gap by a point in all this, which is the craziest part of it all. Now, they are a little bit through there, but that was a very wayward shot, and we very much got away with that. And seeing where Burton are in our table now, despite being a relegated team, has given me a little bit more confidence for the former Checkatrade Trophy. And that's gone all the way across to Genie and Morgan, who's taken over that. And, well, I'm glad he did, because I might need to repair the net. Crikey, this all starts with Romano at the back here, just giving it to Clark. And Clark takes a couple of touches and then somehow manages to see the situation over here. I'm not sure if Genie intended that. But Harrison's assist, which is a little bit more than he's actually kind of... What? Morgan, calm down. Don't get yourself injured doing a cartwheel. I like the fact we're seeing that as a potential offside, even though he was clearly ahead of him. Genie, that is, of course. And speaking of Genie, there he is. And just, well, that was a through ball if anyone was willing to pay attention. But no one was. Clark takes over, of course. Genie's on this side. And he's got 3 of his last man. Could have a chance. Nope. Well, did have a chance. Get a good start from Cheltenham, actually. A promoted team. As Dean actually just knocks that one over. Yeah, for a promoted from the Vanarama team, Cheltenham are doing pretty alright. As they clearly concede a goal and suddenly drop down to 11th. Moore and Hamilton now connecting with each other. And that's, yeah, Smith deals with that. It's kind of interesting. Even, like, obviously with us last year, of course, we did quite well. Halifax nearly got relegated. It's kind of weird how like one of the promoted teams does all right and one of them really doesn't. Dagenham and Redbridge being the other one this year. Well, they picked up more points since we gave them their first. So I'm feeling slightly less bad about that now. I would like to see a little bit more from my team. Just 1-0. Halifax not doing particularly well themselves, still, but better than they were. Skew and Drew, not quite. Dean does sort of vaguely intercept it, but ooh, Boys hasn't done a great. Oh well. Yeah, I was about to say Boys. I literally just told him to ease off tackles, and what has he done? Got sent off. Oh, considering Dean's is actually booked as well, I might as well inverted support. So just go all defence now. See, look further back. That's weird. Why is inverted wing back further back than normal wing back? That makes no sense. Yeah, just push back some of the other players so they're not quite as isolated. We're going to have to take off the slightly more attacking player, I think, as well. So we'll do a Mazzara support and we'll do a deep lying support as well, I think. Give two players their more preferred positions as a result of this. And obviously we need to be off attacking now because that's a silly thing to be on. Morgan, though, has got the ball here in an attacking place. Good job, boys. That wasn't all the boys. That was just the one boys I was being disparaging to there. And Nissel has a chance for a corner, but we all know how these end. With a hopeful punt up the pitch and a return back to this page. We do have a third change to make if we so desire. Neat towel, by the way. 4 stars. All of a sudden. Just putting a fresh set of legs up front just to give them something to think about whilst we're having to fend for our lives a little bit. Oh, they've gone Mikel Parker. They've got some very tired legs on their side of the field, though. And this just, despite the sending off, kind of just rattles off into nothing. They had no shots after that, which is surprising. Although now here's probably going to be one. Oh, close your mouth. It doesn't work. Oh, well, that's nearly a penalty. And no, Smiths holds that on. And it's my sending off. Average rating of 7. That's it. Throw it up to Goys and Thor. Back to Goys. Can we not do this little interchange? That'd be great. Just kick it to someone on the side and let them run forwards as far as they can get. There we are. Clarkie's on the edge. Come on. Come on. What are you doing here? I mean, that's a great way of time wasting there, but they've gone very attacking 4-3-3 and managed one shot? I don't know where that came from. Well done. Oh, I said well done. It's a bit of a let-off. It was a bit of a let-off on the fact they did literally nothing despite the fact we played with 10 men for half an hour. So we did get away with that in the most getting away way possible, really. Mansfield away from home. Worth noting, we've not lost to them, but with Boy suspended and Feist-Hamel doubtful, we're in a very interesting position at left-back. Because as my assistant manager, whoever deals with the progress reports, has informed me, Boyce has a total collapse as a footballer, apparently. He has lost 2 points in stamina and 1 in pace. It's kind of worrying, despite a natural fitness of 13. He's only 32. I am on the Southampton stat boundaries, so the colours are a little bit unflattering in that regard, but still, not great news. Now, the most curious thing is that my assistant manager suggested Okoye at left-back over, say, the actual left-back, Kinsella. And defensively, I would actually agree with him. Kinsella's marking is 7. How did I not notice that? Genuinely, how did I not notice that? But in terms of mentals, Kinsella obviously has a massive lead on that. And some of the physicals too. But weirdly, I'm actually going to trust my assistant manager in this one. Otherwise, I'm not really seeing much to change other than, of course, bringing Tavares back into the team since he is available once again, which is great news there. Good team talk so far, and let's see if we can round it off quite nicely here. Yes, we can. That's, well, welcome to Mansfield, where so far, so dull. One shot for each team in the first 15 minutes. It's not the greatest spectator game. And finally, an actual highlight we get to see after 26 minutes, and every one of our players has basically been booked in defence already, I feel like. But Leetau, forward to Genie on this side, has got free of his man. Not quite, but Morgan capitalises on what became a loose ball and scores. I kind of feel a little bit sorry for Genie there, because I have a weird feeling he might be able to put that one away himself. But Morgan's got a 12th goal of the season. Just what happens with Genie here? How does he kind of lose the ball? I can't explain it either, actually. But the ball comes away from him and Morgan's there to pounce. Oh, we've actually only had the one booking. It was their defence that took all the bookings. Okay, that's fine. I just saw like a procession of yellow cards and defensive players. And we're going top. Genie, though. I didn't actually pay attention to what happened after the last round of matches. I think Coventry might have lost their last match. But that has not gone over. That's fine. We're good. No, they didn't. I think they might have drawn it, though. What a scintillating game of football it has been so far. Certainly say, guard against complacency. I mean, we all know what happens now. Spoilers, they'll get complacent. I'm trying to see what's going on with Coventry right now, but it won't let me because they keep putting a highlight every time I try to scroll. DK's charging forward. That's a shot. More than we've seen. What is going on? 1-1 with Coventry in this particular match. Yeah, I think it's been 2 draws because my brain thought they were on 27 points at the start of this episode, but I think they might have been on 26. 3 points ahead of us. That would make sense because we've won 2 in a row. Well, currently winning 2 in a row. Oh, that just inches over the line. That's a fine stop, as it says. And yeah, I'd go with that. Nacelle whipping this one in. Dean's there, sort of. Morgan puts it back in. Tavares can't really turn and shoot. He's a defender. Oh, there's some kind of incident. Tavares was offside. And we're already at the hour mark of this particular game after about 3 highlights. Oh, that's great. I mean, with a game with like 3 highlights so far, you would have thought they might put a little bit more of the build-up to that particular one, but well, he's megged him, actually. That's more embarrassing than it looked in 2D. And now we've got bookings a little bit more spread out. Virginia again on a 6.5. Not seeing the best from him. Gonsalves does have, like, he's strong in his right foot, so in terms of being a winger, he's actually probably pretty good on this side. I possibly should be. I am now training him to be this poster on the right hand side, where I kind of brought him in as a replacement. Like, style-wise, not brilliant. And of course, the other problem is the Koye as well, but we can't really do too much with that. And considering the players we got on the pitch, I think we might focus down the right. Let's bring Smallwood's experience on, trying to turn this game around. Oh, they've got a free kick. This is great. We can't defend these ever. Although we have that one for now. Okay, Morgan's got on the end of this particular chance and over. Now this player's come on, so that's good news. Hulk is getting a bit tired at right back, but I think we'll wait till the last possible minute to do anything about that. The last possible minute. We're doing it now. Nothing else is happening. I mean, this hasn't been exactly the greatest game to have ever shown you. Back to drawing ways, but away from home against a team towards the top of the table. It's not the worst. I'm going to say unlucky, boys. It was a fairly even game on paper, stat-wise. And it does leave us still 1 point behind Coventry, who I think remained as a draw. Did indeed. But yeah, Mansfield in 5th after that round of fixtures, so it's not the worst of draws. Still eyeing the Dagenham, Redbridge, Bolton and Scunthorpe draws as disappointments, but yeah. So as previously mentioned, we do have Burton twice actually in the next run of fixtures. They would be new teams, but as I said last time, we do have Bristol Rovers and Salford, one after the other, and they're 2 teams our record's not brilliant against, apart from this friendly. Yeah, we lost to Bristol Rovers twice last year, and Salford, of course, we met in the FA Cup a long while ago now, and managed to not beat in last year's round of fixtures either. So, vengeance time, perhaps? I'll see you tomorrow. Until then, ta-ra.